This video demonstrates Luciad's visual analytics technology applied to an amusement park dataset from the VAST 2015 challenge. The park, Dino Fun World, has several attractions: thrill rides in orange, kiddie rides, and live shows in light blue. Notice the large Grinosaurus stage at the bottom right. Now let's open the park and see it in action. We can see the visitors arrive through 3 park entrances. The dataset shown here contains over 10 million visitor positions. These are replayed interactively by LuciadLightspeed so that we can follow each individual visitor. This simulation dataset contains visitor movements around the park for an entire day. The goal of the VAST challenge is to analyze group behavior and identify suspicious activity related to a crime in the park. You can quickly review the whole day with the time slider. LuciadLightspeed has many other visual analytics tools available to get insight into this big dataset. Let's review some of them. One tool is density analysis. Here, the density of visitor movements within the park accumulated over the period of 1 hour is calculated interactively. You could of course do the same with ship movements or sensor-equipped sports teams. Scrubbing through time shows that the bottom right road to Grinosaurus is very busy around 10 and 11 a.m., and even more so around 3 p.m. This calls for more analysis. Another analytics tool is group detection or convoy tracking. We let it compute groups of 10 or more people that have been together for the past 60 minutes. The computation runs as we visualize and highlight groups with a green color. Interactive group detection in large crowds is made possible by a specific GPU-accelerated implementation. Around 3 p.m., we see groups walk towards the Grinosaurus stage, but they leave almost immediately. Some head for the beer garden, while others just retrace their steps as if there was no show taking place. Group detection is configurable. If we lower the together time to 15 minutes, we see groups popping up close to several attractions. This indicates that those attractions have a waiting time longer than 15 minutes. Group detection is relevant in many other use cases in intelligence, security, or other markets. But let's look at another powerful analytics tool in this application, a sequence view. This shows the activity over time of each and every visitor in the park in a single interactive view. Technically, this view uses the exact same LuciadLightspeed technology as the spatial view on top. We can select and track individual visitors and see the attractions they visited during the day. The sequence view is now sorted on park entry time, showing us who entered first or who entered only in the afternoon. Moving the time slider to the right sorts the view on park exit time. The large colored blocks teach us that the last visitors in the park all travel in groups. Moving the slider in between to 6 p.m., for instance, sorts visitors according to the most popular attractions. Thrill rides are the most popular at that time, where each orange block shows visitors at a single thrill ride. When we hover over the sequence view, the spatial view labels the corresponding attraction. Shopping is the second most popular attraction. The sequence view is interactive so that we can scrub through time to see the evolution of popularity. We learned that shopping takes over thrill rides at 8 p.m. as the most popular attraction. With this tool, we can predict when to place more personnel in the shops or when to give discounts. The sequence view enables many other types of analysis through on-the-fly sorting and filtering, and can be applied to any use case where events take place over time. But let's focus on the Grinosaurus stage again for a moment. Selecting the stage highlights all entries by park visitors. We see some short entries scattered around 3 p.m., consistent with the groups arriving and leaving immediately. Moving to 11 a.m. sorts the view on attraction and gives us a list of visitors attending the Grinosaurus stage at that time. From the shape, it is immediately obvious that the show ends at 11. Zooming in shows a large crowd at the stage. At 11 a.m., the crowd starts to move out of the stage and on to other attractions. The sequence view, however, shows us that one group stays longer. Selecting them highlights these visitors in red. From the sequence view, we can see that these visitors only visit the Grinosaurus show. They move through the park when they enter. They stay during the show and they remain there for 30 minutes after. Then, they take a similar route and exit the park. This looks somewhat suspicious. Let's examine what happens at 3 p.m. We see no pattern that indicates a show, yet people expect one at 3 p.m. as they walk towards Grinosaurus stage and check in briefly. The show seems to be cancelled. More analysis would be needed, but this may well be an indication of criminal activity at this show, and potentially by the group we just identified. The vast 2015 challenge allowed Luciad to highlight some of LuciadLightspeed's visual analytics capabilities in a visitor tracking scenario. Analyze more and discover unknown unknowns in your big data with Luciad Visual Analytics technology.